Plumbing and orthodontics. Here's what they have in common. Time for some PFOing so you know where you're going. Hey everybody, I know this guy, not personally. I have seen him in person though. Goes by the name of Roger Wakefield. He's the expert plumber. Check him out. And you're probably dying to know what an orthodontist and a plumber have in common. Let's react to one of his videos and find out.
They're taking off a clean out? Yeah. Guess what that is? That is breakfast, lunch, and dinner from Many Many Meals.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you're like, how in the world does that have to do with orthodontics? Well, for those of you who have braces and come to my office, you quite frequently show breakfast, lunch, and dinner all stuck in your braces. And sometimes it's a little grody. Maybe not as gross as this, but the plea here is if you've got braces, brush those teeth. This situation, I don't know if that's avoidable, but having breakfast, lunch, and dinner stuck in your teeth, in your braces, that is avoidable. You just gotta spend the time cleaning it out. And if you don't, you end up with cavities and puppy gums and bleeding, and it's just not a good situation. Whoa!
Man, I don't know how many times I tell people, look, make sure you've got the water turned off before you start your repair.
That is a great take-home message if you're working on plumbing. Make sure you turn the water off. But how does this relate to braces? First off, I just love seeing that guy like head down, rear up, into the water, and it's just blasted him. When you come into the office, we tend to use water. We blow air, water, so there's some pressure. Sometimes it builds up or your spit is building up. And if you're not communicating effectively, sometimes that water can start like coming out of your mouth and spraying everywhere. And sometimes that's why orthodontists wear like shields because they don't want to get squirted. When you have to deal with the suction, I'm talking about the saliva ejector, that's what it's called. It's the one that you they can bend in your mouth, they shake it in there and it goes. Some people, when they have a lot of water in their mouth, the technician gets ready to put it in their mouth, they like push the water out and it just like everywhere. Listen, when they stick it in there, you just bite on it, not with your teeth, with your lips, and let it suck out the spit by itself, all right? Don't be a hero and push it out. You end up like this guy with a bunch of water all over your face.
How would you like to puke in your COVID mask? That would not be good. Oh man. Hey guys, this is just part of plumbing. It is what it is. Suck it up, Buttercup. Do your job.
Gagging. Do we get gagging in orthodontics? Plumbing is probably gonna make you gag a little bit more than this, but sometimes you have to take a dental impression. They've already sized you up, they put the paste in the tray, and sometimes it's just so much, especially on the top. The bottom one's not that bad. And they stick it up in there and they gotta really push it up, so where's all that material gonna go? Down your throat, like, there's some techniques that the technician can use. They can try to wipe off the back end of that material as minimal as possible so that it doesn't travel down your throat. If it does feel like it's starting to go down your throat and you're doing hopefully the technician has some trash cans. Unfortunately, we do have some throw-uppers, people that throw up in the chair. It's not very fun. Sorry that it happens, but sometimes impressions are just that rough and you have that gag reflex. So do the best you can, hunker down, kick your feet. I mean, not like way up high. Don't do like a bunch of movements. Breathe through your nose. Try to spell the alphabet with your feet. Do these things that can distract you. Hang in there, try not to throw up. If you have had that experience, feel free to share in the comments below. Let's keep going.
If you're over 65 years old, there's a new government program that will help pay for your dental bills.
Oh my gosh,
Whether
you're talking about
teeth
dentistry.
Okay, so this is
Oh
funny.
man, where's he
And
going?
I don't know what this pit's for, but I gotta tell you, I've been in pits like this before. You see the garden hose coming out of it where they're trying to pump it out? Well, literally they told that buddy there, say, hey man, there's the cops. Well, apparently he's in trouble and got warrants out because he went down under the water to hide.
I think it's very rare that orthodontists have to get, cops get involved with orthodontists. This one probably doesn't apply too much. I don't even think it applies to the plumber really.
You do the exact same thing. Clean everything up, flux it up, put it together, wipe it off, solder it, and you're good to go.
Actually, in orthodontics, especially in the lab, when we make appliances, the traditional Holly retainer or other devices, basically, it's a lot of little metal pieces that have to go together. And so you solder. The lab technician will solder it. And then you saw them stick on that little piece right there. It's glue, it's an adhesive. We do the same thing, right? We clean off the tooth first when we're getting ready to put a bracket on, and then we shove that bracket on there. We get all the extra glue off. In this case, it's more of a chemical set. But for us, we use the blue light, right? Dink, and it just kind of like the blue lights down here. And that's what makes the glue set. You have good adhesion. That's how the brackets stay.
Screwdriver on the floor, it bounces up off the wall, right back into his hand, good to go.
That was impressive. We don't usually do that. One time, in fact, I took one of these plastic models. Somebody had told me, the 3D printed model, these are indestructible. So I showed a patient, I was like, hey, look, like the reason why you want to keep this is because it just doesn't break. So I took it to like an extreme and I threw it on the ground right in front of the patient, and sure enough, it just broke. That was kind of an orthodontic fail.
To actually
What
give me enough
is
power
that?
to pull it to break it loose.
Looks like a giant snake.
Man,
Is that
mine
a
was
root?
about a-
How does this apply to orthodontics? Sometimes you might feel with braces that you've got these wires that are just sticking like way into your gums, and we try really hard to cut them clean so they're not bothering you. Sometimes the wires shift around. Do your best to communicate with your technician or your orthodontist if something's still poking you. We'll try to make the wires short. Listen guys, I had fun sharing with you the relationship between orthodontists, good orthodontists, and plumbers. Check out Roger Wakefield if you get a chance, or if you have questions. If you're interested in straight teeth and beautiful bites, come find me in McKinney and Anna, Texas. I'd love to talk to you. That's all I've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard out.